Gotta roll out some tendonitis issues. Turmeric, anti-inflammatories, ginger, some CBD oil, still hurts. But today we are gonna be doing an upper body hypertrophy workout. All right guys, so check it out. This is usually what I would do with my fighters on a repetition effort day, something that is going to increase hypertrophy in the right areas. Again, if they are off camp or if they're looking to increase some type of muscle, trying to grow up into a weight class or something along that nature. For myself in general, I'm working this again so I can bring up some weak points, also bring up my hypertrophy or my muscle building with these particular movements. So today we're gonna go ahead and do incline dumbbell press. Now, remember the tempos here, okay? The tempos are what is going to drive that adaptation. Obviously the volume, but the time under tension is very important. So we're gonna do 3 by 8, so 3 sets of 8 reps. The tempo is gonna be a 2-1-2, so that's a 2-second eccentric, 1-second isometric, and a 2-second concentric, right? Same thing goes for the bent over row. So again, you're gonna see me do a push and a pull, and I'm gonna do a bent over row variation. With this one is gonna be more so with the foot in front, so you'll get to see why I do that, so it eliminates the rotation, all right? And we can utilize the lat efficiently. So we're gonna do 3 by 10, but the eccentric is gonna be longer. So you're gonna get a 3-second eccentric, 1-second hold at the top, right? And then a 2-second concentric, okay? So then we're gonna move on to reverse grip, earthquake bar presses. Again, that's for the triceps. You got protuberation with the bar, so it's stabilization of the shoulders, and obviously you're working strength endurance there too, because it's gonna be a longer tempo down. We're gonna stay with a solid tempo throughout. So I'm gonna do a 3-3-3 tempo. That's a 3-second down, 3-second pause, and 3-second up. So we're not exploding through this motion, because you'll see the bands are attached to the bar, and the bar it gives way, right? So it's not like a regular barbell, you'll see. Immediately after that, we're gonna go ahead and do dumbbell roll back extensions, okay? That's gonna be working the triceps, right? The extension, the lockout of the tricep. We wanna work that 3 by 10 there. Then we're gonna go into a seated dumbbell Arnold press. That's gonna be a 3 by 10. And then we're gonna work right into a renegade row, right? We're working anti-rotation there. We're also working anti-flexion and a row movement. So for the back, 3 by 8 on each. Then we're gonna move into the trunk in general. So we're doing anti-rotation, anti-flexion, payload press walkout. We're gonna do 3 sets of 5 repetitions on the press. And then we're gonna do 3 steps in, 3 steps out total. All right, so it's gonna be 5 each, 5 going up, 5 going back. So you're doing 5 reps, walk up, 5 reps, walk back, 5 reps, 5 reps, 3 times through. Right into suitcase carries. So then we're gonna take a kettlebell, I'm gonna grab one side, I'm gonna lock down my body so that I don't crunch or have that lateral flexion, right? And I'm gonna walk 40 yards, going up the hill and back down, right? And again, that's gonna be supersetted, so one after the other. All right, let's do this. So I'll do several different banded pull apart variations. So we're gonna go pronated grip here. I do about 20 reps. Supinated grip. Go up and around, band dislocates. Shrug all the way up, protract through, retract, coming back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, back around. Get 10 of these. Straight arm snatch. Get 10 of these. Blur it out. Blur it out. What's he drinking? Nobody knows. Got my gangster raps. Shout out to Mark Bell for my raps. All right, so what we're doing is we're working in a pyramid set. I'm just working my way up to a heavy RPE 10 at 8 reps. So again, like I said, you're going slow on the eccentric, we're getting a full stretch, and then you're coming up. The thing that I've learned from Ben Pekulski was that I was utilizing the strength and the explosiveness out of the end range, where what he recommended primarily for building up muscle and connection to the muscle is to work through the peak contraction. So what I mean by that is, again, as I'm at my weakest point, is to not explode through that weakest point. And I know that doesn't necessarily work with power sports, but for this, when we're trying to build muscle, when you're trying to build connectivity between your brain signaling to the muscle to contract, we want to make sure that we're going through that in a full range of motion. And then we're also making sure we're using the muscle to move the weight, not momentum. All right, so what we want to do is we want to come down all the way, get that full stretch, come out of that end range at the end, and then we can power through at the top end. But again, you don't want to power here, one, because your shoulders are in a disadvantageous position, and again, we want to make sure that we're using the pecs and the anterior delt to get it off the chest or get it out of that low position, and then we can use the triceps to explode through. All right, so we're getting at its weakest point, and then we're using the muscle to get it out of its weakest point, and then finishing the movement in its full range of motion. All right, so now we're gonna go 3x10 dumbbell bent over rows. Now notice with the bent over row, it's gonna be with my foot in front. When I do the foot in front, it allows me to maintain that neutral posture. I can't rotate, because a lot of times you see guys, they'll heave it up and rotate, and it's working the transverse abdominals, but it's not hitting the lat and isolating the lat. So I'm gonna pull this foot in front. I'm gonna bring my elbow back and squeeze my lat. And again, that tempo is gonna be a 3-second down, 1-second pause at the top. Then you can do like a 1 to 2 second concentric, so pulling up. So I'm gonna pull up for 1 to 2 seconds. I'm gonna hold for a second. I'm gonna come down for 3 seconds for 10 reps. Let's do it. Now notice when I get up to the top, right, the end range, and I'm trying to pause at the top, remember you got gravity pulling the weight back down. So if I wasn't cognizant of the weight and the movement and the tempo, right, I would just let it come back down and not get a contraction at the peak end range. The goal again is to slow down at the peak so that you can use your muscle as opposed to momentum, right? So the goal really is to, again, take away any type of mechanical advantage that your body may have, opposite to what you would do in weight training, in weightlifting, in powerlifting, right? You're almost doing the opposite there because you want the muscle to move the weight, not mechanics, not momentum. You know, it's not movement for the sake of just moving weight around. It's movement for the sake of being able to contract the muscle, relax the muscle, and then contract again. That's how you build muscle. Again, like I said, this is for a particular stimulus. This is for hypertrophy. Again, you know, a lot of guys, I'm not talking about strength and power. That comes before you do this, right? You wanna make sure that you have the strength, the work capacity. This is gonna be more of the accessory work, the auxiliary lifts, because we're working on muscle. So if I were to do a straight strength program, you would do a strength training type movement, power movement first, then a strength movement, then a hypertrophy movement, again, because this takes more isolation, it takes some focus, but again, you are working the muscle in its entire range and trying to contract and relax as efficiently as possible. Today, however, the whole day is dedicated to that hypertrophy. So every lift that we do, we're gonna work on range of motion, contractibility, isolating the muscle, and taking away that mechanical advantage. All right, so now we got reverse grip bench press with the earthquake bar. Like I said, the earthquake bar is gonna give. So you got protuberation, we got quasi-isometrics. Again, I'm in that supinated position, so I'm gonna come down, slowly controlled, work on that range, and then press out with my tricep. Again, it's working on mobility too, because we're getting that full range of motion in that supinated fashion. It's good, really good for combat sport athletes that are drawn in and have that kyphotic posture. This helps with retracting and pulling back the upper back and shoulders, and also getting that supination of the wrist. This also is gonna help with my bicep tendonitis too as well, so let's make it happen. So with this superset, I'm taking no time in between the earthquake bar and the roll back extensions. I'm gonna take about a 30 to 45 second break in between that though. So I'm gonna do the superset, wait about 45 seconds, and then get back on to the next superset. All right, so now we're working the dumbbell seated Arnold press or Z press from an internal external rotation standpoint. Now on this one, I'm just trying to get the reps here. My body is a little taxed. We're supersetting that with renegade rows, anti-rotation, anti-flexion, and also working the row movement. Again, I'm going back and forth, non-stop between the Arnold press and the renegade row. And then I'll take about a 45-second break in between those two supersets. Start up again. So for the Palloff walkout press, again, it's 5 presses on the inside, three steps to the side, 5 reps there, and then back again, 5 reps, 5 reps, 5 reps, 5 reps, 3 rounds back and forth, both sides, and then outside we're going to suitcase carries. You can do that with a kettlebell, you could do that with a dumbbell, you could do it with the farmer's handles if you have them, all right? And you're making sure that you're maintaining that neutral spine position. Again, I'm going up 20 yards, back 20 yards on one arm, switch arms, up 20 yards, back 20 yards on the other arm. That's back and forth, no rest in between. Take about a 45-second rest after you finish the superset. All right, guys, so that's a wrap. Hope you liked the video. Hope you enjoyed the training videos that I've been putting out. If you want more of these, let me know. I know you guys have been asking for them, so I'm gonna give you more of these. If you have any questions, hit the comments down below. Make sure you subscribe. Go ahead and hit that bell for the notification. And also, if you are a coach looking to learn some of my protocols and my methods of training, just go ahead, hit the link in the description to find out how to get more details on my online mentorship course. And I will see you again next time. Hold on. Peace.